Hello again. It has been quite some time since I made the last video, and this is probably going to be the last one for quite a while. Now, I'm not going to say it's the very last one, but I am going to have to sell off quite a significant chunk of this portfolio. In the long term, it could be for the best. Based on all of the previous investing information I've picked up, it probably is for the best. But I'm currently in the process of moving from Hungary to the UK. I'm going to have to support myself while I'm over there for the first while, and I'm going to have to use quite a significant chunk of this to get myself set up. So I would have hoped that this day never came, but compared to the amount of free cash that I have, the amount that I have invested is significantly higher. So I'm not going to sell absolutely everything, and I have said this a few times before, that you only invest what you can afford to lose, and you should also have a significant amount of cash set aside to avoid having to sell investments. But life tends to happen, and I'm like a doctor who smokes, or like a fat man on a bar stool telling the other fat man beside me what the professional athletes on the TV are doing wrong. And what I mean when I say that is that I didn't actually practice what I preached. So the portfolio is going to have to take a significant hit, and I'm not going to sell anything in the red because that would just be a waste of money. So this number is about to get a hell of a lot smaller, and this number is about to get a hell of a lot worse. But in the future, when I resume the videos, whenever that may be, this may just be a blip in the radar the way this part here is as well. February 2021. And just before I get started selling, I'll do a quick rundown of the stats. So the realized profit has dropped quite a bit since the last video, and that's because one of my positions was delisted and I received the value of that investment back as a dividend. So I'm up to €1,278 in dividends so far. I've deposited close to 18,000, and up until today there was 750 different investments in the portfolio. So I think there's only one way to go about this, and it's to reduce it down to the 10 best picks that I'm willing to keep. I think it was Charlie Munger, God rest his soul, who said one of the most important things about compounding interest was that you don't interrupt it, you just let it happen. But that's all well and good on paper. But the reality of it is that that amount of money can be very useful, and because it took me a long time to accumulate, I learned an awful lot about investing as I was going. I will treat it with respect. Every expense that I pay with this money will be used towards progress in one way or another. Now, there was a period of this where I was working 2 jobs 7 days a week. I was absolutely exhausted. So even spending €20 of this on a takeaway is going to make me feel guilty. Plus, allowing 17,000 to compound would be great if I could leave it in there for 50 years. But that's not the way things are going to go. There is an awful lot that I can do with that amount of money towards progressing life goals. And one day when I resume the channel and when I resume this portfolio, it will be with a more significant amount of money. And I will look at this as taking one step back to then take 2 steps forward. So I'm going to reduce this down to probably 10 stocks. And this channel is going to go into cryo sleep for quite a while. Now all of these pies are empty, so I'm going to delete them. And then I'm going to start pressing the sell button. I'm recording this on Sunday evening. So when the market opens tomorrow, a lot of those will be sold. And because I'm only selling whatever's in the green, there will obviously be a lot more than 10 remaining. But as they slowly go into the green, I'll start selling them off. Now here's a screen I haven't seen in a few years. An empty pie section. But I may record another piece tomorrow if I have to. I don't think I will. But I'm going to go down through the full list now and sell off whatever's in the green. And any of the creme de la creme, say Realty Income for example, I'm going to keep those and I'm going to put them in a pie called life support. I figured that was appropriate. So that's it for a while. End of chapter 1. It has been an absolute pleasure. I hope you've learned something along the way, and I will be back at some stage. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And in a position to get the portfolio up to 1,000 investments, if possible. But I'll go down through the list now, and I hope that this channel has been entertaining.